Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday, December 5th. I'm Michael Taylor. Welcome to This Day, the program. You guys getting ready to shop this weekend? I don't like to go out and do the shopping. I've been ordering online more and more over the years, but the more I procrastinate, the more I know I need to get out there, sometimes get those last minute gifts. So got to start thinking about doing some shopping this weekend, getting those Christmas gifts going. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Going to have some great temperatures. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But right now, what's on the program today, and it's a good one. We got a great one for you lined up here. We're going to be welcoming Legacy Memorial Services, and they're going to be talking about making those pre-arrangements for funeral services to make sure your loved ones aren't burdened with that at a time after you pass. So make sure you stay tuned for that information. Then later in the program, we got Sports Corner with Cole Young, all the football, all the action going out there. He's got some previews for this weekend as well. Right now, though, speaking of procrastination, not just presents, but you know what? If you procrastinated a little bit on putting that application in for United Board, hey, don't worry, they've extended the deadline. 2 new members that they're looking for is going to be December 9th. You make sure you get your candidate statements and your applications in, and they will be reviewing those and making appointments very soon. If anybody's interested in serving on United Laguna Woods Mutual, that's how you're going to do it. Let's take a check of our weather forecast. We got some great temperatures, really consistent these days, folks. It's going to be sunny, 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 sunny. There you go. But we're going to have a warm up. I hate to break it to you, but next Monday and Tuesday, we got temperatures close to 80 degrees. We're talking beach weather. All right. We're going from the 67 to all the way to 79 on Tuesday. Quite the swing. So we've got a warm up going on. But that happens this time of year. We always get 1 or 2 in December. Let's take a check of our sunrise and sunset. Here's a beautiful shot from Thanksgiving morning a few weeks back. There we go. Joel Goldstein, thank you so much for sending us this picture. Sunrise this morning was 6:40. Sunset tonight is going to be 4:42. If you'd like to take a beautiful picture around town here, we'd love to see it. Make sure you take pictures of your pets, other places you've been around. We'd love to see them. Hey, it's time to dress up your pets in those Christmas costumes. So let's make sure we get some pictures of that before the holidays are over. Email us those pictures and more, Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise sunset segment. All right, we got some meetings to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from Legacy Memorial Services. Stay with us.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.
We're Denise and Ann with Legacy Arrangements.
We help families plan ahead for future funeral and cremation pre-arrangements. We represent over 70 mortuaries in the Southern California area.
We know these conversations aren't always easy, but we understand how truly important they really are. We are dedicated to making an uncomfortable conversation as comfortable for you as possible.
By planning today, you're going to lock in today's cost and you're going to let your family know your future wishes.
It's truly a gift you give your loved ones.
Legacy Memorial Insurance Service. I want to welcome Denise Landon and Ann Stemmer. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So you guys provide services basically for folks who want to pre-arrange funeral services. What makes your company different than me just going into a funeral home and doing those arrangements there, which is kind of like, if anybody does that, that's kind of the traditional way of doing it, I guess. Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. When you pre-plan directly with one funeral home, you're subjected to their pricing. Mm-hmm. With Legacy Memorial, our parent company, we have access to over 70 mortuaries in the Southern California area. so we can find something that better fits your family.
Okay. And when we say insurance, is it something that I'm paying for in a kind of a payment plan as if I set this up and those kinds of things?
Yeah, that's a big question, really, that could warrant a whole conversation.
Okay.
Because most people don't know that it's written on an insurance policy.
Okay.
It's not a life insurance policy. It's not burial insurance. It's actual insurance provided to the mortuary that you select.
Okay.
So there is a payment plan within that, and you have insurance costs that's associated with it that gives you full protection.
Okay. So when I come into your offices or I do the sit down with you guys, what am I doing? Am I picking, literally like saying, this is the kind of casket I want, this is the kind of service I want, this is the kind of thing I want? Help people kind of wrap their minds around what the process is.
Yeah, we can get as detailed as you want. We can go through, pick out whether it's a casket or an urn. We're working with a family right now that she wants to go as detailed as what she would like to be served at her celebration of life.
Okay.
So we have personal planning guides that we share with families, and they can write their wishes, fill this out, and get extremely detailed. Or you can just have, for instance, a casket allowance. We always recommend securing that because then you're locking in the pricing from today for that casket or urn.
Now, how does this benefit like the families who are involved in this as well? Like, because a lot of times, somebody doesn't have these kind of arrangements. It's like, well, what would Uncle Bob have wanted? What do we do?
Well, I think it benefits them in so many different ways. Obviously, prearranging is the smartest thing for a family to do because, like Denise said, you're locking in the cost, okay? So on the day that you pass, you don't have your family coming in and having to make all these decisions. What Legacy Memorial does, Legacy Arrangements, is we can really work within what your needs are, your location, your preferences, your budget, as opposed to, because you asked, why not just walk into a traditional funeral home? A lot of times you don't know that the funeral home down the street could be $2,000 less. So every funeral home has their own pricing. So Denise and I do all the legwork. Once we figure out what you want, if it is a casket, whatever those arrangements look like, we're going to find what's best for your budget, your location, and your preferences.
Okay. And Denise, is this something that, when people do this ahead of time and people are involved in their own preparation for that kind of thing, does it kind of take a lot of the mourning process out of it? Because like when someone dies and now you're making arrangements, now you're in this grief and you're also trying to make all these decisions.
Right. So obviously they're still going to be mourning, but you're taking this off their plate. It is one less thing. When someone passes and there's not prearrangements, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered for the death certificate. That's immediate. If you want to look at a cemetery plot or even a niche for cremation, you're looking at about 3 to 5 hours. So it's such a gift for families when they come in. Then they can grieve and they don't have to deal with this aspect of it. There's still, of course, some decisions and paperwork to be filled out, but other than that, they can just mourn their loved one and start that process of mourning and being with other loved ones.
And Ann, when people come in for the services, do they bring family members? Is it kind of maybe a group decision, or is it sometimes individual, a little bit of mix of everything?
It varies. There's some families that are comfortable with bringing everybody in, right? Because a lot of families are uncomfortable talking about it. A lot of times when we tell them, they're going to go home and talk to their kids about it. And I caution them to be careful because now your kids are going to think you're sick, right?
Right. Well, what's wrong? Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? You don't need to do that. We'll deal with it. So I always invite everybody in, but again, it's up to the person. It's better if you can bring the whole family in, but if not, it's okay. Just do your arrangements and let them know it's done.
Absolutely. And for your services, is there a kind of a limit or an age range of people? Like, are some people who maybe have just been diagnosed, or some people who just want to take care of this 20, 30 years before or anything?
I had a family one time, all 5, their children, 28, 26, they all came in and did everything.
Really?
I swear they did. And that was more on the cemetery side. But the sooner you do it, you're locking in that cost. Because what does it go up? We said
cemetery doubles every 8 to 10 years. Mortuary goes up every single year. So that's the biggest thing, is securing the price And the other biggest thing is not leaving it to your family, because that's the unknown.
Right.
Did we do the right thing?
Right.
Would they have wanted this? And having to deal with it on a very difficult time.
Yeah, and also the financial burden that you sometimes would actually lay on your family members as
Big.
well, right? Because if you take care of that, hey guys, you're just in charge of coming and mourning and being part of my celebration, but not having to go into your wallet and figure this out for yourselves.
It's a big financial cost.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most people don't research this, right? So they wait until something happens and they're shocked at the cost because they have no idea. So we want to educate as well and help people understand the process and what the cost factors are and how you can secure that and not be burdened with it at that time.
Right. Dan, what's the thing you enjoy most about being able to do this for families and do this for your clients in terms of taking things off their plate?
I think it's the biggest gift is that we can do that when someone is healthy, because then it's a much more relaxed conversation. Family members, if they come and, like Ann said, we do invite the children. Let's get all the questions answered so they're not going back and then maybe not sharing properly or maybe some confusion about what we've discussed. So I think the most important thing is that we all know this is going to happen. We all know at some point we're going to die. It's going to happen. So taking that pressure off the children, who oftentimes have now children of their own. It's a very stressful time in their lives to, be parents, having to deal with the planning of this, having their own children, the financial burden, the question, did I do the right thing? So that's the biggest, for me, is really just helping families take care of it so that on that day, it's already done, and now the family can just mourn.
Yeah, and for you guys, when someone comes in the office or you're constantly, hey, mom, dad, grandpa, or whoever has passed, how do you guys kick in then and start taking care of things? What's that process
You mean
like?
when someone actually passes,
When the actual passes,
and
yeah.
they don't have prearrangements?
No, when they have the prearrangements. yeah.
It's night and day.
It is.
Right.
Because we've worked in the industry where we dealt with the at-need side when somebody dies. The difference of a family coming in that had made prearrangements and not is vast. Because like Denise had said, you're already grieving, you're in shock.
Right.
It is not a time to be making decisions. And most of the times families have not talked about it. So now the guessing game starts of what did they want? Not everybody may agree if you have a lot of kids in there. So when someone has prearrangements, we're just gonna take them out and we're gonna follow verbatim what this person wanted done.
Right.
Your dad picked out this casket. Your dad wanted these flowers. Your dad wanted a viewing.
Right. And that way there's also that there's no conflict in the family. Well, I don't think they would have wanted this. What if they wanted that, right?
Right.
So it saves a lot of the agonizing argument or the frivolous maybe things that go on within a family. And then, nope, this is all done, guys. Now you're in charge of just coming in and being part of the service.
And being there to mourn your loved one and be at the service and be there for everyone else.
All right, let's talk a little bit about costs, because that's always a factor for people. What is this cost, and how is it better than like I said, walking into the funeral parlor with no arrangements kind of thing?
Well, you don't get any kind of, if you wait until you pass, whatever that price is at that time is what you're paying, okay? So a traditional funeral is going to vary. Again, we said we represent over 70 mortuaries, so we try to get an idea of your budget. But a traditional means full casket burial in the ground, okay? That can range from $7,000 to $15,000.
Okay.
It's a huge
Wow,
difference.
that's a big...
Casket drives the price.
Yes.
And just all of the, how many flowers, you're planning a service. So when you do it in advance, we can help look at your budget and go, okay, does this cost work? Does this? Cremations, what?
It depends if they're doing, because even with cremation, you can do a casket viewing and then have the cremation after. So it varies, and again, in different locations, it can vary quite a lot. So maybe a few
From
thousand.
3,000 to 10,000. We met with someone just yesterday, and it could end up being 10,000, and it's a cremation, but we're helping with everything.
Right. Yeah, it's a cremation take home, but she wants 2 services with viewings, so it's going to be a lot larger than anticipated.
You really can personalize it.
Yeah, that's terrific. And what's the best part of this for you? I asked Denise the same question. What's the best part of this for you?
Helping families. I've had death in my family. My brother died, my kid's dad died, and people that I love, and I've seen it. And to really help a family with that feels wonderful, because I know when I'm done helping them with their prearrangements, I know what that's going to do for their family later. They may not even understand it.
Right.
But I know that I really helped them on probably the worst day of their kids' lives or their spouse's life.
Right. You're making a big impact now that's going to pay off a lot later.
So much.
Right.
We're both very passionate about it.
Thank you very much for Denise and Ann for being here today. I appreciate that. From Legacy Memorial Insurance Services, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Caring Senior Service provides a variety of care services to help seniors age in place. To learn more about how we can help your family, contact us today.
At Pearl 32 Dental, we redefine your dental experience with comfort, technology, and care. Led by Dr. Rezai and Dr. Jahed Manish, we specialize in patient-first dentistry. We do permanent crowns in just one visit with our same-day CEREC technology. From smile makeovers to laser therapy and implants, we blend artistry with innovation. We accept payment plans, or you can check out our 3-tier membership for exclusive savings. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your appointment today.
Hello and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. It's been a little while since we had Thanksgiving just last week, so there's a lot to catch up on, especially in the NFL. Thanksgiving weekend was a wild one for football, and the action kicked off on Thanksgiving Day. To start the week, Jordan Love threw for 4 touchdown passes as the Packers beat the Lions in Detroit 31-24. Then in the afternoon, Dak Prescott threw for 2 touchdowns and the Cowboys overcame 2 fourth-down touchdown throws from Patrick Mahomes in a 31-28 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. To end the holiday in his first game back since week 2, Joe Burrow threw 2 second-half touchdown passes for Cincinnati, and the Bengals snapped Baltimore's 5-game winning streak with a 32-14 victory over the Ravens. Then on Black Friday, we had the matchup of the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. Kyle Monangai rushed for 130 yards and a touchdown, DeAndre Swift ran for 125 yards and a touchdown, and Chicago finished with 281 total yards on the ground to win its 5th straight game, 24-15, over a reeling Philadelphia team. This was the first time the Bears had 2 players top 100 yards rushing in a game since Walter Payton had 107 and Matt Suhey had 102 on November 10th, 1985. Heading into this week, the Bears are now alone in the top spot in the NFC North and the number 1 seed in the NFC. What a difference a year can make. Moving on to the standard Sunday slate, the Texans upset the division rival Colts for their 4th straight win. The New York Jets finally got another win after they beat the Falcons, the Dolphins narrowly outlasted the Saints, the Bills steamrolled the Steelers, and the Broncos yet again barely snuck out a win with a last-second stop in overtime to beat the Commanders and win their 9th straight game. But the biggest story of Sunday was the Carolina Panthers dethroning the previously top-ranked Los Angeles Rams. The Panthers intercepted Matthew Stafford twice, the first of which by Nick Scott ended the 37-year-old's NFL record of 28 straight touchdown passes without an interception, and the second that was returned for 48 yards for a touchdown by Mike Jackson. The turnovers are what ended up being the Rams' downfall, and the Panthers went on to win 31-28. Because of all the weirdness that continues to happen week after week during this NFL season, the playoff picture is yet again all over the place. We finally have our first teams eliminated from playoff contention, though. The Raiders, Titans, Saints, Cardinals, and Giants have all been officially mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. The Falcons, Vikings, Commanders, Jets, and Browns are the next dominoes to fall, all with less than 1% shot at the postseason. But the rest of the playoff picture is what is most surprising so far. Like I said, the Bears are now the top seed in the NFC, with the Rams, Eagles, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, and Niners not too far behind them. The Lions, Cowboys, and Panthers are on the outside looking in, but the rest of the conference doesn't have the best odds. In the AFC, the Patriots and Broncos are currently the top two teams, and either one could end up securing the 1 seed and the first round bye. The Jaguars, Ravens, Chargers, Colts, and Bills are lurking behind them, while the Texans and Steelers are just on the bubble. I've said this a few times now, but with the Chiefs picking up another loss and sitting with a 6-6 record, they only have a 33% chance to make the playoffs. Considering they have been in the AFC Championship game for 7 straight years, this would be a massive shock to the whole league. It's been a while since I've made my picks, but the last time I did, I went 4-0 again, bringing me to 29-11 on the season. With that said, for Week 14, I'll go with the Jets over the Dolphins, the Bucs to beat the Saints, the Broncos to make it 10 straight wins with another win over the Raiders, and my upset pick of the week, the Texans' swarming defense to beat the Chiefs on Sunday night. It's pretty hard to believe, but we've reached the end of the college football regular season. This week, there will be conference championship games, followed by the annual Army-Navy game next week, then the bowl games and playoffs begin. There are 3 very important games to watch this weekend. Starting on Saturday at 9 a.m. on ABC, number 11 BYU and number 5 Texas Tech will face off for the Big 12 championship at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Then at 1 p.m. on ABC, number 4 Georgia and number 10 Alabama will play for the SEC championship at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. To end the day, the game with the most playoff implications, number 1 Ohio State and number 2 Indiana will do battle for the Big Ten title. That game will kick off at 5 p.m. on Fox. Here's how the playoff bracket looks going into this weekend. While things might change, for the most part, this will be the playoffs. That being said, the Ohio State and Indiana matchup this weekend could very well be a preview of the national championship game. In fact, that's going to be my prediction for the year, and I think Ohio State will repeat and win another national title. We'll find out in about a month. The first round of the playoffs will kick off in 2 weeks on December 19th. The biggest story surrounding college football over the past few weeks has been Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin. As you saw in the playoff bracket, Ole Miss is currently the 7th seed in the playoffs and sitting with a record of 11-1 in Kiffin's 6th season as head coach. Rumors have been circulating for a while that Kiffin was considering taking the LSU head coaching job. And this past weekend, those rumors were confirmed. His deal with LSU is for 7 years and has an annual starting salary of $13 million with the potential for bonuses. Obviously, leaving your successful team at the end of the season to join a conference rival is a massive deal, but the drama doesn't stop there. According to Kiffin, he had wanted to and planned to remain the head coach at Ole Miss throughout the playoffs, but the school didn't agree. Now Kiffin will not be coaching any team for the remainder of this season, as Ole Miss promoted defensive coordinator Pete Golding to be their next head coach. It's going to be very interesting to see how Ole Miss will fare in the playoffs. The college basketball season for both men and women is still chugging along, and after 1 month, let's take a look at the current standings. For the men, Purdue, Arizona, and Michigan are sitting in the top 3, each with a perfect undefeated record. Duke is just behind, while a lot of other undefeated teams are currently in the top 25. For the women, as per usual, UConn is at the top of the rankings, but Texas, UCLA, South Carolina, LSU, Maryland, and a few other schools aren't too far behind. We still have 3 months to go until the March Madness tournaments begin, so a lot can change between now and then. Sticking with basketball, the stage is set for the 3rd annual NBA Cup. If you need a refresher, the NBA Cup is an annual in-season tournament for all 30 NBA teams that aims to add excitement to the early part of the regular season. Teams play in group stages, and the top 8 advance to a single elimination knockout round. LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers won the inaugural in-season tournament trophy in 2023, with James claiming the honors of tournament MVP. Last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks raised their NBA Cup banner over the eventual NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now that the group stage is complete, the top 8 teams will move on to the single elimination bracket. The games will begin on Tuesday the 9th, with the Cup final tipping off on December 16th. Our local Lakers are back in the Cup, so don't miss out on any of the games over the next 2 weeks to see who will win this year's in-season tournament. To close the show, I've been talking about Formula One for the past few weeks, and it all comes down to one final race this weekend. Red Bull driver Max Verstappen has been attempting to pull off an incredible comeback, and he just got one step closer after a victory in the Qatar Grand Prix. Now this weekend, we'll have the spectacular showdown in the season finale at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. First place driver from Team McLaren, Lando Norris, will enter the final race with 408 points, just 12 more than Verstappen in second place. Other McLaren driver Oscar Piastri is a further 4 points behind with 392, making his championship charge mathematically possible, but increasingly unlikely. In the final race, if Norris comes in first, second, or third, he will win a world title. For Verstappen to win, he will need to come in first, second, or third, and Norris to come in fourth, eighth, or ninth, respectively. Piastri will need to come in second or worse. For Piastri to win the title, he will have to come in first or second, while Norris will need to finish 6th or lower, and Verstappen to finish 4th or lower. That's a lot of info to take in, but point being that the title is up for grabs between 3 people. The 24th and final race of the season will begin at 5 a.m. this Sunday. As you can tell, there are a ton of different sports to watch this weekend. NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football, Formula One, and so much more. Be sure to come right back next Friday for more news, updates, and highlights from all across the sports world. I'm Cole Young. Enjoy the first weekend of December, and I'll see you next time.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our patient-centered approach to care is rooted in clinical excellence and guided by world-class teams. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
Make my wish come true. Oh, baby, all I want for Christmas is you. It's you. All I want for Christmas is you.
At Petwell Clinic, your local fast relief pet care clinic, there's no waiting days for an appointment. Just walk in when your pet needs care. From the moment you arrive, you'll feel our commitment to openness and service excellence. You remain by your pet's side throughout their visit, and all charges are clearly explained, so there are no surprises at checkout. Serving Laguna Woods Village, we are committed to kind and accessible pet care. Petwell Clinic, your most convenient option for quality pet care.
And welcome back. Let's talk movies. We got some good ones, and starting today, it is going to be Pride and Prejudice, starting at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. This one stars Keira Knightley, and it's brought to us by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When Elizabeth Bennet meets the handsome Mr. Darcy, she believes he is the last man she could ever marry. But as their lives become more entwined, she finds herself captivated by the man she's sworn to hate forever. You can't do that. You can't swear to hate somebody forever and then fall in love with them. Only in a book like Pride and Prejudice and then the movie. All right, on Saturday, we've got Freakier Friday. It's the sequel with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. 22 years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna now has a daughter and a soon-to-be stepdaughter. And as they navigate the challenges that come when two families merge, Tess and Anna discover that lightning, yes indeed, may exactly strike twice. It happens all over again 22 years later. There you go. That's Freakier Friday on Saturday. All right, let's take a quick check of our weather before we head out, and we've got some great temperatures. There's a little bit of snow there over there in the mountain ranges. That's kind of cool to see that. Cool picture there. And look at that, 67 degrees today. Then the temperatures just gradually move up as we head into the weekend and into next week to all the way to 79 degrees on Tuesday. There you go. It's going to warm up, so enjoy the cooler temperatures while we can. We got a December warm-up on the plate. All right, folks, tomorrow on the program, we'll be talking to the folks from Hoag Hospital about their new campus for cancer treatment and holistic health. We'll be talking about that and more with them, along with folks from Mint Insurance, so stay tuned for that one. I'll be here as well. There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.